All right, trading vlog, psychology, compulsion, addiction. So I had a relapse into discretionary trading, which lasted. I put on a trade that it lasted about 36 hours. It wasn't like a binging. It was like one decision, and then I corrected it 36 hours later. But as you guys know, I have a system. The system, over an annualized basis, it works great. I mean, it goes through drawdowns, whatever every trading system does. There's risk. But general, if you stick with it for a year, it's going to do really good. And I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. It's worked great in the 6 months since we created it and got it computer back tested. It's worked great over the 100 years of backtest history on gold, 100 years on Dow. That's a lot of years, man. Not 10 years. A lot of backtests I see are 5 years, 10 years. Yo, we got 100 years on one asset, 100 years on this asset, 50 years on that asset. Works great. Now, I wasn't ready to trade it because I wasn't ready to give up the compulsion to trade every day. Now I am. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen sometimes, but now it's my intention and belief of like, I want it to be automated or scheduled in a way where I don't have to do very much, right? So, in theory, this system, by the way, welcome and much love, Trav here. If you don't know me, I'm an adventure entrepreneur living on Oahu. In theory, the system on a particular asset trades only on average once a month, and it's just holding. Or it takes an entry about once a month. I can set alerts, and those alerts will go off and they will tell me to enter a position. I'm working on ways to get that automated, which I'm going to come back to in a minute. But I'm a couple weeks in, and aside from that slip up, it's been going great. And my favorite thing is having more time in the day. But one of the worst things about a trading addiction is not even the money that you lose, but the time that you lose. So much time staring at charts. And people ask me, was there any benefit to staring at the charts, right, of the screen time? I really don't think there is, because one, it really disrupts it. For me, it disrupts my sleep, it disrupts my mood, dysregulates my mood. There's just all kinds of negatives around it, right? Takes my focus, distracts me. But when I'm working on my trading business, it doesn't look like chart time. It looks like coordinating with the developers over a new idea for the indicator. It might look like going through data. It might look like thinking about a new idea to change the indicator and seeing and testing it. It might look like producing content, journaling. There's not a lot of benefit to staring at the chart, especially in the low time frame. And part of the addiction component for me is doing that, right? And it just, like last night, I was up till 11:30 staring at the chart, dopamine, cortisol, whatever. So why did I relapse into discretionary trading? Well, and how did I get out of it? So one of the triggers for me, a couple related triggers. One is just, I would say one of the strongest triggers is just being on the computer, because there's such a strong association between computer and trading. I have on my book, maybe I need to remove the bookmarks. Like I have the charts on my bookmarks, all these things in my bookmarks. Yeah, maybe remove them from my bookmarks. But I logged in because I needed to transfer money. There's sometimes I need to use the computer for non-trading things. It's possible I could get it done on my phone, but it's so much faster. Like make a waiver for my business, sending out, scheduling emails. There's certain things. So I logged in because I needed to make a transfer, and I looked at the charts, and the MTP system has had me take a number of ETH long entries recently. And I saw that price had dumped. I wasn't showing a big loss or anything, but I was like, you know what? Alts had dumped massively, but Bitcoin and ETH hadn't very much. And not only had they alts dumped, but they had cleared out a lot of open interest. and had a big nuke on it. So I was like, yo, Bitcoin and ETH could follow the alt market. I remember seeing this happen in July. So yeah, I don't want to lose here. I'm gonna close my position, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I can even put on a short here, and I logged it as a discretionary trade, and I knew the moment I knew it was wrong when I was doing it, and it immediately led to anxiety and me just checking the chart. But I'm like, it's an idea. Let's let the trade play out. So the next day, I'm checking the chart now on my phone, and I'm like, all right. Well, I recognized that I messed up, and I recognized that I'm in a negative behavioral pattern, but I know that it's bad, and I know I need to get out of it. So what's the best way to get out of this? Do I close the trade now? Do I fix it? And that's ultimately what I ended up doing, is I closed the shorts at a loss. I took a loss on them and reset my positions to what they should have been, and just need to be more careful around one, sticking to the system, but also exposure to the charts. So a couple things here. This does remind me of when I quit smoking weed in 2019. I smoked weed all throughout my 20s, and I knew for a while I wanted to quit. It was bad for me, but it took months to get to the point where I was never smoking. And I think this is the same sort of a thing where, like, I know discretionary trading is bad for me now, and I have an alternative, but there may be like little relapse moments here, a number of months of before it gets really solid. So there's things I know of how to track that, and also just make my life more interesting, make sure I have things scheduled, go be around people, go outside. Was just in the surf today around people, really social start to the day, and probably gonna go back out later, just be super physically active and hang with my dog, make plans for this weekend and whatnot. So now let's talk about automation. Since I know exposure to market information can be a trigger, but it's especially when it's on the computer, I want to limit my computer time, which is why I'm trying to, like, whenever I need to do work, wait and batch it all and get it all done, so I'm not on the computer every day, but maybe like once a week. I could schedule a once a week office hour of like, I'll do this on this specific day. I like the flexibility though. Another one is getting it automated. So I'll talk about the automation process and some of the obstacles right now. So the indicator is a strategy tester on TradingView, and there's several plugins that allow a TradingView alert to trigger a trade. The main problem though is the TradingView enters trades, and it may even enter with a stop loss, but it doesn't enter. One of the things the strategy does is when there's a new entry, it advances all the stop losses. So the basic automation software doesn't do that. It's not going to advance all the stop losses. So I'll still need to go in and advance all the stop losses, which means what we have right now isn't totally automated. It's not a totally automated solution. It would be a somewhat automated solution, right? If it's not totally automated, is it even worth partially automating? Because it would cost extra money to do that too. So that's a question that I'm debating right now, which I'm not going to act on yet. But yeah, I'm back on track. I mean, I wasted some money doing that, but I mean, yeah, I'm not totally out of the woods. When you're an addict and you continue to put yourself around the thing, I'm confident I'm getting there, and doing my best. So thanks for listening. I know some of y'all want to roast me or give me advice. I'm not really looking for either, but I don't mind either. There's a link to my strategy and indicator down below. And yeah, if you want to trade that with me going into 2025, let's do it. You may have an easier time than me, but yeah, it's like trying to steer I'm like steering a massive ship. It just takes a while to get there, but I'm getting there. I'm getting a lot of progress and enjoying the results so far. So appreciate y'all. Much love. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.